All right, another hand review. This is October 12th. Gonna review our play from October 11th. So pocket aces. Um, in the big blind, I go ahead 3-bet. I get 4-bet. And I think at this point, I went with a 5-bet. We are somewhat deep. I considered um, just calling here. I mean, getting 3, we had the open, I 3-bet, he 4-bet. Getting 4-bet's unusual enough as it is, and this player's not overly uh, loose. At least for now, it's 13-11. So I just thought if I call and he's playing a hand like Ace King aggressively, or Kings and like an Ace flops. So if he's playing Kings or Queens and an Ace and like an overcard flops, he's gonna freeze up. If he's playing Ace King and misses the board, I think he's gonna freeze up. I think we can just be aggressive. Go ahead, and throw in the 5-bet, which is what I did. He shoves. I had just insta called. I'm not even gonna consider it. He showed Ace King, so uh, I mean it was interesting. Um, that's that's a 4-bet plus range is Ace King. We see that, and I took that hand down. Unfortunately, this was just a 5-L game, so it's not like winning $10. I mean it's $5. Um, all right, next hand aces. So I 3-bet here. I get 4-bet by this guy. Ooh, it's a show unmask these players. Let's go back to here. So that was Takoy. All right, so this time, this guy, my Kobo. So I 3-bet, he 4-bets. Kind of similar situation. I could just call, but if he's playing, if like an overcard comes, he's just gonna freeze. Uh, he's got 35 left, and I just think, you know what? Let's just get it in. Let's try to get him to commit now. He did, um, and we ran it out 3 times. He had kings, or we ran it out twice, and he had kings, and didn't like to see 3 hearts come out. Just kind of had to dodge one, but 2 hearts already came out on the other board, so that's pretty good. I mean, so far aces versus ace king, aces versus kings. I mean, it's a good thing to have. Uh, this was at 10-0, so what did he start with? 59 big blinds, so like $6. So that won $6 with that hand. All right, queen 9. Chose to call it. King comes out, 2 clubs, so I've got a flush draw and I have a backdoor straight draw. So I felt this was good enough to go ahead and raise, especially um, when I'm looking at C-bet, looking at his play. I mean, this is a board that I'd expect to be C-bet on a lot, so I thought I'm just gonna go ahead and 3-bet or raise. If he's got like ace queen ace jack, I'm not sure how he could call unless he has the like ace jack of clubs. Uh, but again, play aggressively instead of trying to be passive. Because again, here's the issue. If I just call here and a club comes, he might get he might freeze up. Whereas I get raise right now. Uh, yeah, I can get that extra bet in now. Uh, so I raised, and then he 3-bet me, and that was a little unusual. This was a short table, so the buy-in was 50, um, 50 big blinds. So that's why I was short as is. And at this point, when I call, I was looking at it. I could get all in here, or I could call and see what develops. Because I'm kind of thinking, with how he's playing, this could be like Ace King, might be a minimum, or he has like trips. Uh, could have 2 pair too. So like Ace King, I think might play something like this, especially if he has like a Ace King of clubs or an Ace of clubs. Uh, it would have to be exactly Ace King of clubs, but it could be like Ace of clubs, King of spades, top pair, top kicker, but also like King 7, King 8. Uh, he is late position. Well, hijack, so he might kind of venture off with like a king eight, king seven, king six suited. But I chose just to call. The ace comes out, and he leads into me, which is great. So I just called. Uh, he had the eights. He had trips, so kind of fit with what I was kind of thinking about. And that would have allowed me, if I just call and I improve. I kind of thought if I get like a 10 or a jack, giving me the flush and the straight draw, I'm basically going to be committed. I'm not sure if I could be committed if that club doesn't come out, because he's basically going to push me in, um, where I'm going to need, like right here, it's 27% to call, or I need 27% equity in order to get the correct pot odds to draw. Um, we don't, not with the queen nine. Um, yeah, we don't with just the flush draw. So we would have needed a like flush and something else to support it. And really, that something else should have been like a straight draw. So I took this. That was good. So I got ace jack here. I go ahead and ISO on this one. Get 3-bet, and I chose just to call. This is against a guy who I had aces versus ace king. After the hand, I looked. We're in middle position, um, and with the ace jack, we do have a call here. But if we were in the cutoff, ace jack now becomes kind of like a 4-better call. So we could have our option of 4-betting or calling. And then if we're on the button and we get raised by somebody in the blind, then ace jack suited is, basically becomes a raise, re-raise, to guard against those, aggressive steel defenders. So I just call. I flopped spades, spade draw. I flopped the and the gut shot, so that's actually pretty good. So I checked and just called here because he went fairly large. I turned the 6. I checked to him. He bets fairly large again. And at that point, that's 2/3 of my stack. I just shoved. He calls. He shows kings, and I take it. So pretty easy. Say it's an easy game when you get cards. Pocket jacks here, open raise. I get 3-bet here, which is like sick. Um, this guy's 3-bet me several times, or at least I know he's 3-bet me several times. I just have this idea that he's been doing it unusually, uh, an unusual number of times against me specifically. Uh, so to get jacks, proper play is just to call here, not to try to 3-bet. We're out of position, and he could, especially with his 14-10 stat, he could have some decent hands. I'm behind all of the queens, kings, and aces, so I just call. Comes out eights, 8-8-3. This time, I lead in the turn, and he folds. So my guess is ace king, ace queen, something that's unpaired. All right, ace jack. Here is the reason why I looked at, trying to figure out what do we do with ace jack suited when we get 3-bet. Really, I should have 4-bet here instead of just calling. This guy is tight though, and the reason I didn't is this 3-bet steal set's only 7%, so 1 out of 15. It doesn't really look like a player that's going to defend his blind by raising, and he's in the small blind. So, in the game, I felt like I'm just gonna call here because I feel like he's gonna have, like, I may be dominated, and I think this probably justified it as I review this hand. So flop comes 10 high. I just went ahead and folded. 2 overs, no backdoor flush draw at all. Pocket nines. I go ahead and just call here with nines. Kind of kick myself after after the flop for not raising. I think this could be a pretty decent time to squeeze. Squeeze into 3 players. None of them are like playing super loose. We do have a 27% VPIP, but but he has to be dealing with everyone else, and his fold to three bets 50%. So four out of eight. So I kind of think with the nines I could be aggressive here, but this is a short table. Um, I wish they marked it. So we're playing short, and for that reason, if I'm gonna be squeezing here, I'm squeezing up to like 15 or 18, and that's basically going to commit me if I get called, or I feel like it would commit me. So like if I get called by one player, I feel like I'm just gonna be I just have to shove here. Uh, so I called. So I checked, which I think is standard. He bets. Everyone calls. Uh, and here I'm not sure about it. Kind of feel like maybe I should be raising. Um, because I do have an overpair, and really, like, if he has an overpair, he has an overpair, but he could be c betting a lot of different hands. Uh, I mean, his c bet stats are fairly high right now. 80% went out of position, 100% went in position, so he could probably be just c betting everything. So 8 of diamonds comes out. There's a 12, and then a call here, and I thought, I've got the 9 of diamonds, I've got the overcards, I still feel like I might be ahead. So I called. He calls again, so four-way pot. The 7 comes out, and yeah, that guy. I guess that guy was all in. 7 comes out. We check it down, and he shows a7. He shows king 6. So it's really this guy's kind of the nut job. Called with a gut shot, and then picked up, double belly buster gut shot. And he chose a call. So I kind of thinking through this hand again and seeing the hands that were played. He had eights. It's crazy. I probably would lose my stack here. If I ISO raise, I do think he's calling. I'm not sure if either of these players are going to call. And then on a board like this, I do think we're probably just going to be getting all in because we both have an overcard. I'm ahead, but he picks up that 8 on the turn. But I think I don't think it matters. I think I'd probably be all in. Now, if I had just played it as I did with a call, I think a check raise here would probably work. Raise this up to like 14. He probably re-raises, and that actually works to fold everyone out, and then it kind of comes back to me, and I call, and then it's like, what do you do? Well, if it goes check check, I'm probably thinking, okay, he's scared of the diamond. I'm probably checking to him on the river like this, and if he bets, and I hate to say it, but I probably would have to call, because I don't know if I could put him on a 6. But I mean, he is playing. Sounds like he is playing a pocket pair. If that's kind of the run out. So I think I misplayed this hand. But I think by misplaying the hands, I probably saved myself some money. Pocket jacks, min raise. This was a mistake. I thought I was in the cutoff. I wanted to raise this up to 3. So just do a min raise. He 3 bets me. I choose to call. Flop comes out 9 high. He bets. I call here. 7 comes out. He bets 32, and I just went ahead and folded. This seems to be very strong betting by a player that's played 16% of hands. So again, he's not overly loose. And I'm not like in a typical steal position in a hijack. So for him to 3 bet, I'm looking at ace king, aces, kings, queens probably. We got a 4 bet range of 8s. Called 2 bet from the blinds range, 8s, 6-5 suited. Right, called 3 bets in position, king queen. So I do think he's probably going to be a pocket pair. He bet smallish, kind of like a third pot. And I think the call is okay. I don't think I can really fold because I'm protecting against like the ace king, ace queen, and I think those hands when they see bet the flop, they're gonna check the turn. This case, they size up, and at this point, I feel like he's sizing up because he has a hand and he's gonna try to charge me to draw to it. Or it's possible maybe he has a 10 and he just improved to the open ender, in which case I just folded the best hand. I did think about that after I folded. So maybe I folded the best hand, but um, I'm okay. I'm happy with my fold here. All right, so I open raise 10. I get 3 bet. I just call with tens. King high comes out. I check to the preflop raiser. He bets about a quarter, not quite, like a third, between a quarter and a third. I do check call. I think that's the correct play. I check to him. He bets. I fold. Ace is really bad. So even if I don't believe that he has a king, uh, I think there's a strong chance he has an ace, and he continued to bet into it. Is it possible that they're firing double barrels? Yeah, it's entirely possible. But I think it's just a general player pool. Somebody that c bets too much, they c bet a lot, but then they usually become very honest on the turn. All right, 9-8. Open raise, get 3 bet. There's that guy I told you about, like where I feel like he's 3 betting me a lot. Um, so I just fold. That's a hand I'm not going to take. I'm not going to play in position. He's representing a strong hand. I would basically be calling as a pretty big underdog. So, yep, just folded. So that wraps it up. Just out of curiosity, that kind of had me thinking, what is my overall fold to 3 bet stat? I don't know. So this was yesterday. I don't know if I have a fold to 3 bet stat. I got a 3 bet pre-flop. Oh no, 2 bet and call a 3 bet pre-flop. I've got that stats. So right now I'm running at 57 cents up. So over 5 hands, I'm running 1,000 big blinds per 100. Um, yeah, $5. So I like doubled with ace jack. So that was one hand. One with jacks at a 25 NL game. Lost with jacks. Um, so that ace jack game really brought me up. I guess what I want to know is um, where I 2 bet and then I fold. And I guess we don't have that in here. All right, well, it is what it is. Call a pre-flop 3 bet. 29%. All right. All right, so there we have it. Gonna go ahead and gear up and try to get some table time in.